It's Friday, December 3rd, and this is Den Excelsior, the Mostly Marvel podcast. And I'm Dennis, and I'll be your host as we explore the latest Marvel happenings across all media, as well as the occasional off-brand superpowered story. Yeah. And when I say we, I'm referring to an assembly of nerd Avengers. So let me get them out here right now. First up, he's got conspiracy theories about the No Way Home marketing strategy. It's Frank.
Yes, man, it totally seems like a fix is in, man. And I know, like, every time I talk about it, I feel like a flat earther or one of those kind of conspiracy people. Like, what are they really telling us? What are they not telling us at Area 51? What are they not telling us at Sony when they're releasing like doo-doo posters that I can make on paint?
I think they're saying we don't need to spend more than $500 on marketing because
Yes.
The internet is doing it for us, so we're good to go. I think that's what's happening here.
People like our next co-host.
Our next co-host who eats up all the doo-doo.
Yeah.
That wasn't the intro I was gonna have for him. I had a better one.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Over Thanksgiving, which was just last week, I learned that he has the hottest of takes regarding soup. It's Ricky.
Fuck soup.
Ricky, just to quote you, Ricky said last week when we were sharing our wonderful photos of like duck soup and turkey soup and everything, Ricky said all soup are tier C food.
Yep, C tier.
C tier food. Tier food. That is ridiculous. Just so you know, that is somebody who has not ventured out into the world and experienced the greatest soups of all the world.
Any food is better than the greatest soup.
Wow.
Dang.
If you were to list the top 5 foods in the world, there will be something above a soup.
Hot takes, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you guys are here for.
Okay, who is you? Because like any one person who's going to list the greatest 5 foods in the world depends greatly on where they're coming from. Greatly.
Soup just sucks in general.
It's better than Ricky's Chicky Nuggies and his dinosaur Chicky Nuggies and his chalky milk.
Chicky nugget with chalky milk is better than soup.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, anybody listening, as soon as I clarified, I was like, Ricky, you hate clam chowder? And he's like, wait, clam chowder's soup? Dude didn't even know clam chowder soup. He didn't even know clam chowder soup.
It gets clemency.
And it gets clemency. And like, yeah. So then as he started learning more things are soup, it just became ridiculous.
Clam chowder and chili can enter, but soup cannot.
But anyways, I just wanted to get this out there into the world so that people in the comments can shit on you, and also the people our lovely guests that are waiting. Now they have something extra to come at you with. So yeah, we have a dynamic duo of special guests this week. One of them wanted to be introduced as the talent. The other one's just Eric. I call the talent Joel. His mama calls him Joel. But yeah, it's Joel and Eric.
Hi, good evening. Good to hear you. Good to see you guys. And I'm actually, thank you very much for having us on. I'm very disappointed in the clam chowder that it's not clemency. That was a missed opportunity.
I'm sorry, Ricky.
Yeah.
What the hell, man? You've never tasted a good French onion or a good potato.
I've had a French onion.
Or a lobster bisque.
Or a lobster bisque.
Let me ask you this. If you have a lobster bisque in front of you and a deliciously cooked lobster, which one are you eating?
The bisque.
Oh, you got
the bisque is so
better.
much better.
Do you know how little effort goes into making just a lobster?
Yeah,
and you know the funny thing is,
you just boil it.
I had one of the best lobsters ever about 2 weeks ago at this place downtown called Anime. one of the best lobsters
Snob
I've ever had in my
alert.
life.
Yeah.
It's not a snob alert. It's called anime. The restaurant's called anime. There was a bunch of manga statues and stuff all over.
But it's
place.
but it's ANIMAE, right?
Yeah, I think it's MAE. Yeah.
MAE. Yeah.
If I Google that restaurant's menu, would there be soup on it?
Probably. I didn't eat soup.
Why
there,
didn't
but
you?
I
Why
ate
didn't you
lobster.
order the soup? Why didn't you order the soup?
Because honestly, I went
Ricky.
I went with.
Hey, Ricky, are you familiar with the Michelin Guide?
I am.
Do you know that Menya Ultra, which is local to San Diego, was added to the Michelin Guide this year? Guess what they serve?
They serve soup.
That's all they serve, bro.
You know what's better than the Michelin Guide? An actual Michelin fucking star. Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's not true. A Michelin star doesn't have anything to do with the quality of the food. A Michelin star has everything to do with the quality of the service. So that's why they add. Yeah, that actually is. It's the service and the ambiance that creates the whole the rating system for the restaurant. They're rating the restaurants, but to be on the Michelin Guide, you have to have good food.
I didn't know that because I actually was trying to take my wife to a Michelin star restaurant, the one in Del Mar. I forgot the name of it. The French place.
Must have been good.
Yes, at the hotel. Yeah.
Four shots in. Yeah.
Yeah. To be clear, I don't mean to say that restaurants that have a star have bad food. I'm saying the good food is the prerequisite for being on the guide, period, whether or not you have a star.
Yeah, new wrinkle. I didn't know that.
Did not know that either.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what a Michelin Guide is, guys. Like
it's the rating system for restaurants.
Yeah. Don't I
got that.
Yeah. It's actually named after the tires. So don't be. I'm not. That's not a joke.
This is soapbox talks. We can get it.
I'm not joking. Yeah. Well, I wanted to educate, and I wanted to make sure that everybody's primed, so that we can hate on Ricky way more later tonight.
Yeah.
But since the soapbox that you brought up, Ricky, is a Patreon exclusive show, that will be a limited audience that gets to hate on you. So I wanted to make sure that our full audience that tunes in right now for this show has the opportunity to interrupt our Marvel talk to say Ricky's stupid, soup is the best.
So this is the promo for the soapbox. Like, please, to be continued on the soap.
The talk will continue. The soup will return.
The soapbox is turning into talk soup today. But that's also
this is the long con. This is actually why we originally made this show, was to eventually make fun of Ricky for his soup.
I mean, this show started as us making fun of Ricky a lot, but then I got all this feedback from people.
Soup hater for a long time. I just unveiled that on you guys this past weekend.
You should stay in the closet with that one. You really should. You really should go back in there.
I seriously, honestly, one of my second favorite food ever is potato bacon soup.
What's your first favorite food?
Well, I can't say it on this podcast.
It's not soup.
I'll tell you that. No, probably a good steak is my favorite thing.
I'm not a steak guy. I'm not a steak guy. But I was trying to explain to Ricky that ramen is soup, and ramen is among my favorite foods.
Ramen's in top 5.
I was recovering over the weekend, and I had pho like 2 days in a row.
Exactly, pho is another one. Pho is another one that fills you with all the nutrients that you need.
Oh man, it was so good.
Anyways, this was the mostly Marvel part of the Mostly Marvel podcast. Now we will transition into the Marvel stuff. Again, thank you guys for coming back on the show. We had you back earlier. What was it for Loki, right? Or was it Loki?
It was for the zombie.
What if? It was for What If. Yeah. Oh, we had a nice break in between What If and Hawkeye, so it's like,
wow,
it feels like forever.
Wow, I know it's.
We watched a lot of Spider-Man movies while you guys were not here. Thanks for coming back, and let me get some formalities out of the way before we continue this chat. As we have mentioned, I think, at least in the thumbnail, as advertised, we will be putting a spotlight on episode 3 of Hawkeye, so it won't be all soup the whole night. We will talk about Hawkeye a little bit. But before that, we will have some nerd news to discuss. And then for those of you joining us live, don't be shy. We'll be checking the comments regularly. And like I mentioned earlier, for those of you that can't get enough of us, you should visit us at patreon.com/DenXmedia, where you'll find a variety of creative offerings, including early access to our live after show, The Soapbox. Patrons get exclusive access to chat with us, but if that's not your thing, don't worry. We'll be releasing it to the public next week. I remembered to do it this time before the show started. But I got all that out of the way. Now you guys can talk about whatever, or Ricky can bring up news, whichever you guys want.
So what kind of soup is your favorite, Benji? No.
Don't worry about my soup. Ricky would never like it anyway. So
No, I wouldn't.
it's horrible.
We got to get Ricky a P.O. box for all his soup deliveries.
Yeah.
If
Mail
it's
your
not-
soup to me.
That'd be amazing.
We're gonna be a soup channel now.
We're gonna join,
The kids
we're
will
gonna-
get Red
we're gonna
Lobster.
join First We Feast and just talk about exclusively soup and Marvel. That's it. That's all we do. All right, that's time. News.
All right,
Go.
that's Marvel time. Okay,
Yeah, when everybody goes quiet, it's news time.
gotta cue up the video.
Oh my goodness, Ricky.
Oh man, it is another week of Marvel news.
Always a disclaimer on the news. We don't vet this. We just let Ricky roll with it.
Yep, just let me roll with it.
So if you get rumors, that's not our fault. That's Ricky's fault.
And for the record, to make this more interesting, you guys on a scale of 1 to clam chowder will be reviewing the quality of Ricky's
God.
news that he gives us. Just
All
your favorite soup, whichever one you want. It's fine.
Well,
Go, Ricky.
Starting off, Colby Smulders set to return for Secret of Nation.
I give that
kinda-
a Campbell's mushroom soup.
Kind of a given, like a Campbell's mushroom soup, but I don't know. It's kind of exciting to see her get back in the MCU in any capacity. Dennis, what's your favorite Maria Hill moment in the MCU?
I don't have any.
What? Really?
She bores me. She's the waste of a character.
She
What?
shot a drone in Spider-Man, right? Like that was-
Oh, okay.
Oh, that one. I was going to say that one.
I'm saying versus the comic book, this Maria Hill sucks. Like she
I
doesn't
don't
get to do anything meaningful in any of the stories.
Wait,
In the
what-
comic book, is she
okay.
a lot more
Okay.
action
She
packed or something?
she gets to be the director of Shield for several
she's,
years in
she's
the comics.
number one,
Oh,
right?
damn.
What?
Yeah.
They still have a lot of stuff to, because right now Nick Fury is still the director of Shield. So
Yeah, then guess what? My answer will be when she becomes the director of Shield and does something of importance. Am I saying she's great for casseroles? Absolutely, I'm saying that. See, cow soda. She's great. She's great as a base agent in the overall story, the overall casserole of the Marvel universe. But she's not the reason I
She's
show
like
up.
paprika. She seasons well.
She's not the reason I show up.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Are you
I give her-
excited about?
I give her
Maria
two
Hill?
chicken noodles. 2 chicken noodle soups.
Yeah.
she's a French onion. She's French onion for me.
What's the conversion rate? Is 2 chicken noodles like more than a hearty soup, like the Campbell's hearty soup or whatever they have?
Yes, anything's better than the.
I convert him
Campbell's
to
hearty
Stanley
soup.
Nichols.
Yeah, I don't think most of us eat Campbell's soup anymore.
Yes, Campbell's soup is all for when you're a child.
No.
It's all for when you're a kid, and that's all you can afford.
Well, I don't think kids are buying their soup normally,
I know,
but
talking about
I-
Michelin restaurants and snubbing Campbell's soup.
anyways,
All righty.
give us something else, Ricky.
Spider-Man tickets break the internet. So this past week, Spider-Man tickets went on sale to the masses, and it crashed a handful of ticketing sites as people are eager to go see this movie. One thing to note, I haven't seen this in any other big release, but this movie for a lot of theaters is dropping like at 3 p.m. the night before
Yeah,
or the day before. It's kind of cool.
I
You
saw
know
that.
what I see when I see this headline? I don't see Spider-Man tickets break the internet. I see Omicron variant twirls mustache in anticipation. I mean,
Honestly,
like, yeah.
honestly, this is that stuff like because we're technically in a pandemic. This is why a friend of mine threw out the idea of renting a theater because it's really not that expensive if you can get if you get the certain amount of people. Because I think as of right now, it's like 40. AMC is doing like 40 people in one theater for like $500. But think of it from the standpoint when you break it down, 40 people, $500. It's like $15 a person or something like that.
Just to be clear, just because you rent a theater at night doesn't mean it's not sharing the ventilation system with the other theaters in the building.
Well, why you gotta bring that up, man? Now I'm gonna be like thinking about that the entire time.
I'm just like, you know.
Also, just to
you
be
can
clear,
wear a mask. You can still
I
wear a
want
mask.
the Contagion opening scene with the fucking Spider-Man movie touching the rail.
I used to work at a movie theater, and I can confirm that we don't care, and we won't clean the theaters, even though we said we were. We'll put our little initials on the little chart.
Even though you don't care, I could understand that pre-pandemic or even post-pandemic, but during a pandemic, we're still in a pandemic. So,
well, earlier you said technically, so I don't know where you stand on that.
I was gonna say more people believe in Santa Claus than the pandemic, so I feel like they're not gonna do a good job.
Anyways, I didn't mean to poop on Ricky's news. Yes, the
Spider-Man, what are you guys'
Spider-Man broke the internet.
What are the Spider-Man plans so far for you guys?
Watching it, right?
Oh yeah, we'll watch it.
No, I know renting a theater, but now I'm gonna have to like be all cautious because apparently ventilation, there's a hose directly from the other theater into my face. So.
You're gonna be like the Spruce Goose guy. What's that guy?
That's why I try and go in the mornings, like when it first opens. You know what I mean? Like so the theater. I will consider checking the screenings on Friday morning to see how it is, but based on the fact that it's probably already the start of a lot of people's vacation, I'm a little skeptical that I will get to see it that first week because I won't go unless it's super empty.
Well,
but you're a Spider-Man fan, right? Like
I am.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say.
But I like living more.
I was gonna say it was a difficult decision for sure.
Dennis, if you want, you can tag along with us for the private.
For the ventilation suck fest.
Wear a mask. Just wear a mask.
We'll get you a truck like the Pope, and
everybody that's coming with us is vaccinated. So
the question. Okay, we can talk about this more on the soapbox, but I have questions. But first and foremost, is it on a Thursday or a Friday?
Saturday.
Oh, okay.
It's on Saturday.
Right. Oh, that's a good day for a suck fest.
Yeah. That is a good day to get.
Saturdays are for Suckfest. Yeah,
a lot of COVIDs. Yeah, I'll consider it. Thank you for the invite.
Right.
But Frank, what's your plan?
The plan is check it out Thursday at 3:00, and then die of COVID the following 2 Thursdays later.
Yeah, you can beat the rush at the hospital.
2 Thursdays later. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I'm gonna spoil it. That's gonna be my last words too. I'm all, Dennis, come closer. I got something to tell you. I'm gonna make it like
you can't spoil this movie.
I'm gonna be like,
Ricky spoiled it beyond redemption.
Oh yeah,
it's
Toby's in it, and you'll be like, I knew that, and I'm all,
that's not a spoiler.
Wait, Dennis. Tom Holland wears the suit and does the stupid dance again.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. That would be everything. Yeah.
The post-credit scene sets up Guardians 3.
Now, Ricky, you had another piece of news because, I don't know if these guys knew, but I actually had been lowering I am a Spider-Man fan for sure, but I've been lowering my expectations a lot for this movie, just because there's so many things going into it that I wasn't on board with, I wasn't happy with. But there was another piece of news, Ricky, that you had that goes along with this, right?
Yes. So Amy Pascal, obviously she's making the rounds, getting ready for press for this movie. She essentially teased a new Spider-Man trilogy set in the MCU.
With Tom Holland.
Her verbiage is a little iffy.
It's really not. You just want to say
iffy.
It is? Okay,
it's
read
pretty
it.
Iffy.
Read it.
I don't have the quote in front of me.
What the hell? You can't call somebody's quote. You can't call their verbiage iffy and then say, I don't have the quote. She literally says, we're going to make 3 more movies with Tom Holland. And somehow that's iffy.
Well, it's iffy because like he's been out there saying he doesn't necessarily want to do it.
But then he actually responded to her.
No, but the reason it's iffy is because if you remember, Tom Holland is also the name of the director that directed the first Child's Play movie in 1988. So the Spider-Man trilogy might be starring that guy. You never know.
But hold on, I thought Tom Holland said that he doesn't want to do any more Spider-Mans unless it's in MCU. And with this, they're talking about continuing the MCU thing.
He also said like he doesn't want to do it past 30 or something like that. And he's like 25 now.
Okay, here I have the quote. So
he also said
5.
It all could be a ploy. I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Like you're gonna say you don't want to do it, so you get paid a truckload of money.
Yeah, this is not the last Spider-Man movie that we are going to make with Marvel.
Yes.
This is not the last Spider-Man movie. She repeats that. Said Pascal. We are getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. We're thinking of this as 3 films, and now we're going to go on to the next 3. This is not the last of our MCU movies. Yes, Marvel and Sony are going to keep going together as partners. Tell me how that's iffy, guys. Not
that
Ricky.
sounds like
not
a
Ricky.
Venom trilogy set in the
not
MCU.
Ricky. It's not Ricky.
But that's the thing. Venom, they're going to introduce Venom to the MCU, especially with what about
not with Tom Holland?
What about the wake up, the ending credit scene?
You mean where he has interdimensional cable?
Yeah.
And he watches a movie from 2017?
Yeah.
No, when he looks
he watches the scene from a movie from 2017.
He sees Tom
in
Holland.
2021, he sees the scene from 2017.
Well, supposedly the beginning of this movie starts off at the end of that movie.
I'm saying like, what is that? Like, you don't even know what it means. Venom 1 ended with a scene of Into the Spider-Verse and had nothing to do with anything. Like, are you gonna trust Venom movies and the post-credit scenes?
Okay, I'm just saying I don't think they're gonna miss
just because Sony wants Venom in the MCU doesn't mean Venom gets to be in the MCU.
You might be right.
Yeah, I think it's more likely that Tom Holland gets to be in Venom's universe. And so they created a very convoluted excuse for why that works.
Tom Holland's like the baby, like the dad, and the MCU is like his real family, and then the Sonyverse is like the side family. Yeah,
I think it's the opposite, actually. I think Sony's his real family, but MCU's the cool family that he'd prefer to hang out with all the time.
But here's the thing. Do you think MCU is just gonna let them use footage from their films to just say
that's also Sony's film? Sony can do what they want with their films.
Well, I thought Sony the way it worked is that they take the merchandising. They take all the merchandising.
It's the opposite.
Merchandising.
It's the opposite. It's the opposite. Sony does not get. I think we've talked to you about this before when you were drunk, though.
Yeah. Maybe.
Sony gets zero merchandising. Sony only gets the rights to the movie and all the money from. Well, it used to be all the money from the movie, but then they worked it out so they give Marvel a cut of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Sony gets no merchandising. That's all Disney.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, what I was gonna say, Ricky, even though you for some reason decided that this was an iffy quote, even though it was a lot of substantial.
It's pretty iffy.
Like.
No, but also like Amy Pascal just says stuff sometimes.
Yes, that is true. But everything she said is very matter of fact. Like that's all I'm saying.
I don't still say things matter of factly. There was that interview with her and Kevin Feige where she's all like, "Oh yeah, Spider-Man's here" or whatever, and like Feige's all like, "No."
Venom is the Venom quote, but yeah,
the Venom one,
yeah.
First Venom movie, but like she'll say things matter of factly. And then have everyone else clean it up. She's like that drunk uncle that comes over for Thanksgiving.
For sure. I have no reason to believe that it wouldn't be in Marvel's best interest to move forward with this. Also, we don't have Cap.
It's in everyone's
Iron Man.
best
You know what I
interest,
mean? Like,
but it's like it's the money. It's always the money. Like,
yeah. But the thing
money's still green.
But I got more excited about this news than everybody else because. My thing was, I was going into No Way Home believing it was the last Spider-Man movie because contractually it was the last Spider-Man movie. And so I was really bummed to see the gimmicks that they're doing for the final movie that might be what I thought was going to be the final movie in the MCU's Spider-Man trilogy. And I was like, this is not what I want in the last one. You know, I don't want to cobble together Sinister Six from other universes that's unearned. It's not his
It
Sinister
worked
Six,
well
you
for
know
the
what I mean?
last movie in the trilogy.
I still say
I don't know what you're talking about.
I still say the best storyline would be Kraven.
Right,
Kraven
but see,
the
there's
Hunter.
so many good storylines to tell, and that's why I felt like, why is this the storyline that we're telling with the last one? But once I heard this announcement, I was like, okay, guess what? I no longer care whatever the hell they want to do with this
You get
movie
3 more
because we're
wishes.
getting 3 more.
I'm
3 more
almost
wishes.
guaranteed they did this announcement after they basically realized, holy crap, this is going to be an epic movie. And I actually am walking. I'm just like you, Dennis.
They
I'm
realized it
walking
was going to be
into
epic
this.
for a while.
I walked into this movie very underwhelmed because I want to be. I don't want to go in there thinking I'm getting Endgame, because when we get onto the whole Hawkeye thing, you'll understand. I'm starting to have, after Endgame, I'm starting to have a gigantic issue with MCU. The stuff I'm seeing with MCU, I'm starting to have beef.
All right. So, okay. Cool. Well, you got any other news?
I saved the best Spider-Man news for last.
Oh, nice.
Spider-Man joins Marvel's Avengers.
Oh, man.
Is that the best?
Or Square Enix Avengers. We did a first look kind of on our YouTube page. You want to check that out. But Dennis, you're the only one out of the 3 of us that played it so far, right?
Yeah, it's, you know what? I'm the only one that didn't delete the game because I was waiting for this just to see. And I looked at the clock on 10 a.m. It was like, oh, it just went live. I downloaded it. I started playing, and after about 45 minutes, I'm like, oh, I guess I just went through everything that was in this game. So I hit the record button and then put it up on YouTube, or the share button. And yeah, Frank was like, you didn't talk through the whole thing. And I'm like, I don't think kids would like it if I swore as much as I could have, you know, like it was boring. Yeah. It was boring. It was not fun, like, at all.
That's my fault. I apologize for coming down on your video like that. I was in my mind, my expectations were that it would be a video that I would think that Ricky would like. It was what it was in my mind, and it was just kind of like a let's play with no chatter. It was like really super like by the book. So it's not something that I would traditionally like, but I mean it told me everything that I needed to know, and that was that I should not bother re-downloading the game.
Yeah. It was too little too late. Though.
Did you guys not watch the trailer to that Spider-Man for the game? It looked boring.
Hey, I saw the trailer for Venom. That didn't stop you from seeing it.
Oh, I still haven't seen it.
What was your biggest gripe with it though? Like, I heard that you couldn't like swing as high as say the Insomniac game.
The swinging feels the same as like all the other characters swinging in that game. It's pretty dumb. Like it like. I think the problem with it is that honestly, it's not even fair because, like, I think in any multiplayer or multiple character game with Marvel characters, like, they kind of have to like nerf them all so that they all kind of function the same way, right?
Yeah,
that's how all the Ultimate Alliances are too, right? Like they boil them down to like 4 buttons. And this is what every character does with those 4 buttons. So I think it's just more glaring for this because he was this special console exclusive that was supposed to come out like a year ago.
Right.
And like, this is the thing they've been working so hard at. And there's not even like, he's the first character to come out without a story. Like, there's no story missions to play.
That
with
was a
him.
given, though. They weren't going to make a full custom story for just one.
If you played any of the other stories,
well, they did it
for
like is it the same how they treated Black Panther? Like, Black Panther had his story. So
Spider-Man's basically exclusive to PlayStation, though.
So it's just a character comes in and runs the same missions.
He gets a cutscene. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I see.
Yeah.
Again, that's lame. That's boring.
Black Panther's involvement in the Marvel game was enough to make me actually be like, man, am I missing something by not liking Black Panther? Like, I should really check into this.
It's more fun than the other stuff.
And
Anyways,
then I reread Reginald Hudlin's run, and I'm all like, nah, never mind.
Oh, hater.
Never mind.
Hater. All right, but I appreciate
Wow.
that you included that news because I know we were kind of hyping it up last week as a joke. And yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke. It's not worth it, guys. Wait for Midnight Suns, which I think is the next game coming out next year.
It's delayed, right?
Yeah.
Is there Spider-Man in that game?
Yeah, I think so. I think he is.
It's basically the new Fantastic Four in that game, I think, except for no Hulk. I don't think.
No Hulk, yeah.
No Hulk.
It's a bunch of Midnight Suns and then some extra characters. Yeah.
What do you guys think about the Guardians game?
It's kind of boring.
It is pretty dry.
All right.
It's like I go the other way though. I'll describe it as like a Telltale game, but with
that's what I said before too. Yeah.
Okay, Dennis, what games do you like?
Say what you're gonna say, Frank, because I didn't want to interrupt. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, it's so it's very story driven, but every so often they'll interrupt that story with some stupid action that's really good and fun, and then they'll go right back to the engaging story.
Yeah, it's like if you've ever played the Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy, this is the superior version of that. But the problem is like a lot of this game is reading, a lot of it is sitting there and just listening to talking, and then when you actually get to action, it's pretty cookie cutter and it's very simple and easy to do. You know what I mean? Like it's not, there's not a lot going on.
But my 7-year-old dig it?
The talking would probably get really boring. He'd probably spam the X button to get past all the conversation. And I think if you do that, it's got some promise, because once you get to the game, I think the game's fun. It is generic, but I think it's fun overall, and I think the voice actors do a really good job with it. It's definitely better than Avengers for a lot of reasons.
I just know, like, I have a rule on that game, and it's like when I reach the point where I start falling asleep in the middle of the day, then I stop. I push the rest button, and I'm like, I'll come back to you another day. Game, it puts me to sleep. That game puts me to sleep. Do I like it? Yeah, kinda, but it is better than Avengers.
Yeah,
somehow.
Well, it looks great. Like I feel like the environment, the models, like all the characters look great.
The environments and the characters are great. They look, the art aesthetic of the whole game is great. It's just the execution of the game itself is not great. You know, like
The soundtrack's really good too. It
has
a
nice.
lot of
the soundtrack's amazing. Yeah,
it's like a watered down Vice City, but they have a band called Star-Lord in it. That's pretty good. I will sit there. I will just leave it on while I'm cleaning my room and put on Star-Lord and just listen to it.
Oh, nice, dude.
Album. Yeah.
Yeah, the soundtrack's good. Yeah. It's like a C. It's like a
fun
C.
adjacent.
It's like what Ricky thinks of soup.
Yeah, it's a C tier.
So you hate it?
Like if there's a discount soup like at a restaurant, like if you order sushi, you get a free miso soup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't hate a free miso soup.
You just throw it in their face, like when they give you the
I might take a sip out of courtesy. Like
I threw it on the ground.
Threw it on the ground.
Keeps eye contact with him as he's pouring the soup out.
Ricky, did you have any other news before we move on?
We had a little bit. Your Marvel Legends Roundup has been kind of absent the past couple of weeks, but we got a new toy.
I've appreciated that it's been absent for a couple of weeks. It's been nice. But yeah, there were two figures released or announced today, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Surprise, surprise. If you get a Disney Plus show, you get a Marvel Legends figure. No word on how this will be sold, if it's a 2-pack or if they're going to be included in another wave. They just wanted to let people know they're making toys. So there you go.
So
2 Hawkeyes.
This is the thing. I've noticed it through the promotional stuff and through the toys. I take it he's getting a new costume, especially with stuff that happened.
It's on the Disney Plus banner. His costume, like when
that's what I'm saying. He's getting a new costume. So
gotta sell a new toy.
Oh, Lindsay, Sea Cow Soda is pretty sure it's going to be sold as NFTs. Please no.
I'm almost guaranteed. Yes, it will.
He's going to get the costume from the comics, and that's what it'll look like. There you go.
Did you see that whole thing about Spider-Man that early release? The early release.
AMC.
Oh yeah.
AMC is giving out NFTs.
A free eco NFT.
Yeah.
It's like 80,000 of them available or something like that.
I don't even know what most of that means.
Doesn't that drive the price down? 80,000 of them, it drives the price of it down.
Well, yeah, but how many are going to die of Omicron or whatever it's called? Omnivore. How many are going to die?
Omicron, as in Omicron Persei.
I prefer to call it the Omarion virus.
Wow. Omarion.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'll get these whenever they come out. But,
I dig the splayed open hand on Hawkeye.
I dig the way you had the image cut off part of her bow.
Yeah, well, that's not important.
I actually feel like that's a good rendition of his face. That's actually a good rendition of both their faces.
It'll be better up close, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at the like you said, the banner, and that's like exactly what they're wearing.
Hey Ricky, show that picture one more time. Ricky, so Frank, did you know this? Did you know Jeremy Renner's a lefty?
I did, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I know it. I learned it from this toy because I was confused because I have a bunch of Hawkeye toys from comic book Hawkeye, and I was like, why is the arrow releasing hand on his left? And that's when I looked it up, and he's a lefty.
Representation matters.
Yep, representation matters.
I tell Frank because he's a lefty and he likes to know about lefties. So he portrays Hawkeye as a lefty in the MCU, even though comic book Hawkeye is a righty.
I'm a huge proponent of left-handed rights.
Oh my god,
left-handed rights!
Wow. All right.
See, I'm a righty that is only lefty when I fight and when I snowboard. I'm only a lefty for snowboard.
If you think it can't get any sillier, you'd be wrong because I'm pretty sure Frank's got a game for us now.
I do have a lot of friends that tell me like, I've got friends that are left-handed. It's fine. I got friends that are left-handed. I'm okay. You don't know what it's like using those scissors, those shitty plastic scissors that they make you use in grade school. Okay, sorry.
You guys ready for Frank's game?
Let's do this.
Time.
Cue it up, Ricky.
I'm stretching. I'm getting ready.
DK would like you to know an ally to lefties. There you go.
All right, I appreciate that.
All right, Frank, what do you got for us today?
All right, today, name the artist.
Ooh,
you guys are gonna name the artist. I'm gonna start off with some easy ones. I'm gonna show you a picture from either cover or inside of the book. And
do we just buzz in, or like how does this work?
Just shout it out. I guess I'll write it down or something. I don't know. Hold on. Let me get something to write it down with. Notepad.
The points don't matter. So.
Oh, they matter.
They matter. They matter. Okay, here we go. Notepad's up. I'm ready to write points down. You guys ready?
Let's do this.
Yeah,
let's do it.
That's Alex Ross.
Yeah, that's Alex Ross.
Joe. Yeah, I almost vomited. It's definitely Alex Ross.
Vomited? What is wrong with you?
Alex Ross.
Nice.
Wow.
Hi guys.
I hate Alex Ross.
Why do you hate Alex Ross?
He draws everyone fat. He
draws everyone fat.
That's how
Spider-Man draws everybody accurate.
Yeah. Accurate to what? They're fictional superheroes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Accurate.
He draws them human. He draws them like humans.
Next one.
Dennis
Ready?
is body shaming Spider-Man.
Kirby.
No.
Oh, Kirby. Yep. Yes, Jack Kirby. Yeah.
Got it. Kirby.
Yeah. Kirby.
My God.
All right. Next one.
On the board.
He's on the board.
I like what you're doing here, Frank.
All right.
I see what you're doing. Ooh, George Perez.
Yes. Damn it.
George
Look
at these images, dude.
I literally was like, George.
George of the Jungle.
I couldn't remember Perez.
That's so good.
All right, next one.
I noticed. It's the same
Daniel Way.
Nope.
This is the same guy that did
Walking Dead.
The zombie. Yeah, he did the Walking
Dead. Gary Frank.
Nope.
That's not Gary Frank.
Not Gary Frank.
That's not Frank Quietly.
No, not Frank Quietly. You're almost there. I was afraid Dennis was going to get this.
Is it a Frank?
It's not a Frank. It's not a Frank.
Is it Steve
That is
Dillon?
Frank Castle, though.
But that is Frank Castle. That is Frank
Steve
Castle.
Dillon?
Yep, Steve Dillon, Dennis. Yep.
Got it.
Yeah, nice pull, dude.
Is correct.
Dillon.
Oh my God.
You son of a bitch.
Nice.
All right, next one.
Joe Quesada.
Yep. Damn, dude.
Oh shit.
I was gonna try and be funny and be like Liefeld. So,
I was tempted. I was tempted to use Liefeld.
There's no pouches in this image.
Yeah, no pouches, and he's got
That's
an appropriate amount of teeth.
In fairness, that's one of my favorite Joe Quesada images.
I just couldn't see the rest of his teeth, so I didn't know if he had like
all I needed was the forearm. I've studied that forearm.
Yeah, that forearm. Yeah. All right, last one.
I have
the DeviantArt.
This one actually fooled me.
I have no idea who that is. Not Joe Mad. Ramos. Humberto Ramos.
Yep, Eric.
That's Humberto Ramos, huh?
Yeah.
Nice, Benji.
Yeah, I know how I found it. You know how I realized it? It's the guys by the speaker. That's Humberto Ramos's
Humberto.
That's
Humberto.
Humberto. I don't have a good accent. I'm sorry. This is an island guy trying to say that name. So,
all right, that's the game.
Are we just a bunch of island boys?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah, just an island boy.
I guess for next week.
Wait, who won, Frank? Who won?
Dennis won by with 3 points.
Yeah,
Joel came in second. Eric third. Ricky was 0.
State run.
Ricky was the butternut squash soup.
Butternut squash. You were the bone broth.
Dennis was the lobster bisque.
Well, thanks for putting that one together, Frank. That was awesome.
That was pretty rad, dude. Nice job.
Yeah, that
was cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna mix in music artists also with that one.
I was. I'll do that on the next time. This time,
Okay.
I just wanted to test it out, see how it went.
I mean, yeah, and in fairness, we have two, visual artists here, so it was the best time to do that one with them.
Yeah,
that
cool. Ramos one, man. You're better than me. You're better than me on that one.
Honestly, I was
never gonna get that.
I could tell by his faces. His faces, Humberto.
Yeah. By the way, the Daniel Way is the writer that teams up with Steve Dillon often. That's why, I always see their names together, but I forgot which one was which, and that's why it took me so long to get to Steve Dillon. But Steve Dillon is a dead ringer for a Gary Frank artist, just so you know.
He totally is.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I put him in. I put him in there, and I put in Ramos. I was hoping someone would guess what's his name, Pachaco or Pachacchio or
Carlos Pacheco.
Yeah, Carlos Pacheco. That's right.
Yeah.
Because his style looks a lot like Ramos. So I was hoping to fool a couple people, but nobody's fooled. Nobody's fooled by my antics.
Couldn't fool us.
Again, the funny thing is,
did you color that dude?
I actually did color some of his stuff. Yeah.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. He did X-Men. He did X-Men when I was at Wild. He's some of the X-Men stuff when I was at Wildstorm. And he and I colored some of his stuff. No, but
I'm just hate.
Honestly, I love his artwork, but his faces are the one thing that in my mind sticks out easily. Very easy is like when I see his faces. I'm just like, yeah, that's a Ramos.
I like how he said sticks out.
Yeah.
He does those weird faces.
Yeah.
Yes, it's his jaw. It's his jaw lines. They're just so round. No matter who it is, all his characters have a very round jawline.
What's up, guys? You want to talk about Hawkeye now?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. I love how Ricky cut you off right there. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I could give my gripes about MCU.
Get your gripes out here. Okay, well, before you get your gripes out here, let's get some things out of the way. First up, because I forgot to do this last time. Spoiler warning for everybody that's hung out with us this long. We're about to spoil episode 3 of Hawkeye, which just came out this week. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it and then come back. I guess just pause the show.
Yeah.
But with that said, I'll give you guys a brief recap just so that you guys can we can all be on the same page here. The summary I wrote down for this one is: after a brief interlude into Maya's backstory, Clint and Kate escape the tracksuit mafia and join forces to unravel an expanding criminal conspiracy.
Dun, dun,
That's about
dun.
it. more stuff happened, but like overall to the plot, that was the main part. I think a good like 10 minutes of this story was introducing Maya Lopez's character into the which I feel like I feel like they should have done that in the last episode, because like
at least episode 2.
Kind of weird to introduce a central character in your story in act 2 of your
basically halfway into the season now.
Well,
yeah, pretty much. Frank, you're muted, by the way.
Oh, no, we've had this talk before, is what I was saying. When we were on WandaVision, we were talking about how it'd be weird to put Mephisto into the story like so late in the game.
I mean, there's other characters rumored to be popping up in the show.
Yeah, by the way, IMDb lies, right? Because last week they told me Florence Pugh's in 4 episodes. Well, here we are. We only got 3 left.
Maybe she's in the back just hanging out.
Yeah, she might be. She might be in the background.
Yeah, maybe in the sixth episode they're gonna show us all the places she was hiding, like Waldo.
She was driving that car.
It'll be like a ABC intro for one of those 90s shows where it'll be like.
Have you guys watched the live action Cowboy Bebop yet?
I watched the first episode. I haven't watched all of it. I want to watch it. That is one, but every single time I turn it on, my wife is just like, "Turn it off. I don't want to watch it."
I do kind of agree with her. I do agree with
somebody sending us good vibes here.
Hey, we got some good vibes. Awesome. So there's a episode with a QR code, and if you do the QR code with your phone, it takes you to like a behind the scenes of Edward. So like I was kind of hoping that maybe they would do that with like some kind of behind the scenes with Hawkeye, but I've been watching. I've been trying to pay attention, but I don't see anything inside there. I guess it's a different kind of show, but I thought if Cowboy Bebop can do that, at least a Disney show could do that. Why can't we be that fancy?
Yeah, so we're just gonna, in case you're tuning in just now, we're just gonna be comparing Hawkeye to Cowboy Bebop all night long. Apparently,
yeah, we're gonna be drawing comparisons.
10 reasons why this show is Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, but no, I think why don't we talk about like what who or what sold you on this episode and maybe what didn't. I'll let I know Joel is a champing at the bit, so
he's like basically biting his finger off right now. Like
let's let you go first. Tell us what you thought of this one.
Okay, look, I actually didn't mind this episode. The problem I have with this episode is the power scale, because the power scales. But that's the problem, though. I feel like after Endgame, Marvel just like, screw power scales. We'll just throw some godlike character against a random person on the street, and they'll actually be like formidable.
Wait, who's the godlike character in this story?
Who's inaccurately powered?
Grills, definitely Grills.
Okay, what's the Hispanic girl? The girl,
Echo.
Yeah. So in my mind, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at. Actually, the godlike character is Hawkeye.
No, he's not.
He's supposed to be the top 10 assassins on the planet.
He took an ibuprofen.
Who's also trying not to kill anybody anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He literally, I felt like he had trouble fighting everybody in this, and then he actually was like, he also looked half asleep.
He had trouble fighting them without a bow. The second he had a bow, he kicked the crap out of
without a hearing aid.
Yeah, and without a hearing aid too.
So that's the thing. Are we saying this top tier spy is only good if he has a bow?
Why do you consider him a top tier spy? Is it because he lived? Because he's alive?
If you lose one of your key senses, you're gonna be disorientated for at least 15 minutes.
I've never gotten the impression that Hawkeye is like superior than most people.
He's at least as superior as Black Widow. And Black Widow is considered.
And where's she now? Where's she now, by the way?
But she died.
Too soon, dude. Too soon.
She killed herself.
Yeah.
She killed herself.
But I don't understand why the guy shoots arrows. The guy shoots arrows. Why are you deciding that he's a god?
Yeah, dude. Out of like all the Avengers, like I feel like he's like the most relatable. Like because he's like our level. I know.
Comparable to the people in this show. Comparable to the people in his show. He should be the top tier.
It's not his show. It's Kate's show.
He fought Thanos. That motherfucker.
I think his power skill was pretty well.
He didn't fight Thanos. I promise you, he never fought.
He ran.
He fought
he
all
ran
those
from a lot of aliens. No, he didn't fight
fought all
aliens.
those aliens.
He ran from a shit ton of aliens.
He was basically a
The guy
fullback.
was in that same movie. He was walking through and washing Yakuza and all these people.
Yeah, regular
like,
people.
But he's
Yeah,
not trying
but
to
he-
kill them.
It didn't feel like he was.
And
washing
also he was
anybody here.
with lethal intent.
It doesn't feel like he was washing anybody here.
because he doesn't want to kill anybody.
That just seems lame. I'm sorry.
Even Kate,
It
who
seems-
blew up cars, didn't kill anybody.
Yeah. He wasn't trying.
Well,
I
that's
don't
more
know.
of a-
I'm
more of a
saying if
Disney-
you're gonna come here and say that power scale was inaccurately represented, I'm gonna ask you for the receipts. Like how
in
how
my
is
mind,
this different?
Okay, in my mind, I look at it from the standpoint. Him seemed like he's being bored, sitting on the unicorn, being taped up, and then all of a sudden he rips off, and then he walks through, and he's having trouble with all these guys in here
Because he loses his hearing aid.
Yeah, he loses hearing aid, dude.
Like that will fuck you up.
Quick,
Like
Quick.
And he also like
Wait,
wasn't doing
do
like
me a favor. Go to your MMA fighting tomorrow, but blow a cherry bomb up in front of your ear really quick. Real quick.
he's also was like out of practice, right? He was like chilling with his family. He really's not like fighting any longer, right? Like he's just kind of like
he's been
retired, right? He retired, and so it's
Wait,
not
it
like he was like
wasn't
right in the
that
thick
long,
of it.
is it? Has it been that long?
I don't know.
You would think it
Long
had to
enough.
be-
Well,
Long
obviously
enough that we have a musical about the events of Endgame.
Yeah.
Long
like,
enough
what-
that they produced a musical.
Yeah,
Once
but
he did
those
get his bow
musicals are
though,
10
like
minutes.
it was fun to see him kick some ass again, like with the no look shots and everything like that. Like it was really fun to see him actually be the Avenger, that we remember him to be and everything like that. Once he had his bow and everything.
I just feel maybe I'm just underwhelmed with any fight scene that he's in.
Here's what I'm thinking. Like I'm thinking you're basing his accomplishments off of things that weren't necessarily his accomplishments. Because I noticed in your notes you sent me, like he's fought multiple aliens. Yeah, he's done it twice, and guess what? Both times the only reason he lived is because there was an Iron Man, a Thor, a Hulk, and a Captain America there also, dude. Like he's not gonna win an alien fight by himself ever. We know that about Hawkeye.
He's not gonna.
The guy runs out of arrows. That's it. He's done.
Okay, but that's the thing. I kind of feel like it goes down the realm of that Saturday Night Live skit when he was on Saturday Night Live, where they were just like, "I'm out of arrows." They were like, "Hawkeye, go over there. I have no more arrows. Do something. Dance a jig. Do say like seriously. Come on. He cannot be. You're standing next to a Thor."
So how do you compare? Why'd you call him godlike then? Like it's like
in this show. He is compared. He is probably the most skilled and most badass person in this show.
It's because this show's more grounded.
Their God.
But he also won against everybody. Just to be clear,
He won, but
he did win.
He should have walked through these people. Like this should not have been.
And he's also like protecting someone who's not as experienced as he is and trying to make sure that she's okay.
You highlight his skill because he's using. He has to use trick arrows, which are ideally his most deadliest arrows, and he has to make them all basically like non-lethal. That's more skillful than trying to hit what he needs to hit.
He's nerfed, and on top of that, you're downplaying Echo, which is a character that they showed us to be a formidable opponent. You know what I mean? And she took out his ability to hear during the fight. So I feel like he's literally fighting with a handicap against people who, like, at least one person who is extremely skilled at fighting with handicaps. You know what I mean?
Okay, I can even rock with that, but to me, I still think of it from the standpoint you have probably the least favorite god of all gods. He's the lowest tiered god of all the gods.
The problem is you're applying Justice League logic to the Avengers. Hawkeye ain't no god. He's never been a god.
See, and that's the thing. And I feel like they should have played off that whole essence of him basically being, for lack of a better word, the pussy of the group, just because in the other movies. It's like there's not one time everybody was just like, well, we'll go handle this. Hawkeye, go save the kids. Because that's all you could do. They never did anything like that. They
took out the Avengers
They did.
in
He
Avengers
totally did
1,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Well, he like
Yeah.
in Age of Ultron, he's
He didn't
like,
take out the Avengers. He took out.
he's like, I'm
Shield.
here with a
Shield.
bow. I'm
Shield.
shooting arrows. This doesn't make sense. Like he's pretty low tier. Like he's not a god.
He's almost like Ricky's opinion of Soup as far as the Avengers go. You know what I mean?
Wow.
He's like the Soup of the Avengers, right?
Yeah, side dish.
I just look at it from the standpoint, especially, you know what kills me is the essence of Ronan. Ronan basically, even in this show, in the last episode, they showed Ronan walking through all these hard killers
because he was younger and he murdered them.
And it was like a different kind of mission. He was a different kind of guy.
Younger?
He ditched the bow because he knows it's shitty, and
he was Ronin for 5 years.
But also, when you're in a mafia, you're not expecting some dude in a sword to creep around and attack.
Yeah,
you.
That's
the thing. When you're a mafia, you're still in a mafia. You're giving 0 Fs to how much killing you're doing. And one person walking through the room and just wrecking shop like this, and then he comes up to these guys who are supposed to be the jokers, the comedians of all gangsters, the red suit, the red.
And he kicked their asses. All right, what else you got? Wait, we're done with your power scale argument.
Yep. I just can't.
I like that picture of Don Snow right there.
Huh?
Don Snow.
Don Snow. He didn't know anything. He doesn't know stuff.
I like it. What about Eric? Eric, what did you think of this episode?
I thought it was fun to finally see some action. I don't know, 2 things that jumped out. Like I geeked out over the KB toys. Like I miss that.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty awesome. And I don't know, just like probably the Pym particle arrow was probably like the biggest like
the
geek
coolest
shot
thing of that episode.
Yeah,
was the Pym.
So like I thought that was a lot of fun. But those are the 2 things that stood out to me and everything like that. But at least I felt like this episode was better than the other 2. I don't know. I feel like they do have to kind of like ramp it up because like what are we at the halfway point now?
Yeah, 3 episodes left. They need to basically be
and they keep talking about Uncle, and I think we know who Uncle is, or
Uncle Ira, Firebender.
I'm fairly certain that was actually Vincent D'Onofrio in that.
I think so.
It was Uncle Ben, and
that would be awesome.
That walk he did up to her, and then that like little laugh he did. It
sounded like it.
Like I want to believe so hard that that's Vincent D'Onofrio.
I don't remember what was his laugh. It was like
no,
that was Willem Dafoe's laugh. That was Willem Dafoe's.
Did he throw? He threw the bomb.
No, that's the Spider-Man trailer. I want to believe that the Kingpin is going to show up officially at the end of this season, because he if they want to be accurate to the comic, at least kind of accurate, he's a big part of Echo's life or Maya's life. So
now, I'm actually very curious if they're gonna keep it Netflix or they're gonna keep it. Or
they're not doing anything Netflix ever again.
Well, when I say keep it Netflix, I'm talking about because
same continuity.
Same guy, same continuity. I wonder if they're gonna keep the continuity.
I think they're gonna keep. I think they're gonna cherry pick what they want from it and not contradict the stuff that they don't. They can cherry pick without contradicting. Like they can do that. They just ignore certain things.
I don't know. It's like that Netflix. I know with the Netflix deal, they could only reference certain things.
No, that's all gone. It's all gone. They don't have to worry about anything of.
And they don't answer anybody anymore,
they don't
right?
Have to answer to it. Yeah. But so they're using the same guy who's Daredevil, right?
That is the rumor, and that is far more than a rumor, depending on your circles of spoiler territory.
Yeah,
far more than a rumor. He is so. Just so you know, the Echo is already scheduled to have a Disney Plus show after this one.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, she got a show.
That was announced a few weeks ago, and it is heavily rumored that Charlie Cox will be cast in that show as well.
I'm actually very curious because you have the next branch of Disney Plus shows is what, like Secret Wars,
Echo, Secret Wars.
It's a long list that we can talk about in the soapbox because it's a giant list. Let's keep it on.
Hawkeye,
let's keep it on task. Let's
Armored
keep it on
Wars.
Hawkeye for just a little bit longer, Joel. You can do it. You can do it.
I got this. I need more alcohol in.
Do we know who Kate's dad is? Like she keeps referencing like her dad and everything like that.
Well,
like,
we met him in the first episode.
First episode. Yeah.
But we just met him as a dad. Yeah, so that's something I wanted to bring up because I was thinking about back to what you guys were saying last week about how you really think that Kate's mom is going to be the actual villain of the story. And it got me thinking
like Dracula.
Yeah, because she dresses like Dracula. Yeah. It got me thinking about they actually never showed the dad die. Yeah. And I'm wondering if the last thing we saw was them having an argument before the alien invasion happened. If you were so angry at this person for whatever reason, an alien attack would be a great excuse for somebody ending up dead, right? You just get that's like a get out of jail free card. Like that day, you can kill your spouse and just say it was the aliens, and that's it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I am on board with this. I'm also thinking back to how Uncle Armand was actually, remember we were making fun of him because he was trying to talk Jack out of marrying Kate's mom, not the reverse, right? And that's kind of rude when you're talking to Kate and you're like, oh man, I've tried to talk him out of marrying your mom. That's rude, right? Unless he really suspects her of doing something that, uncool or whatever. And then to top that all off, I have heard rumors that there is another Marvel character that is supposed to be appearing in this show.
Yeah, I heard those rumors too. Next week's episode, supposedly.
Who you got? Who you got?
Yelena.
La Llorona.
Yelena is
Marvel's La Llorona.
Yelena is actually not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the character Madame Mask.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Mephisto.
No,
Madame Mephisto.
Madame Mask is rumored to be appearing in this show as well, and it would check boxes if it turned out to be her, because I don't think we know Madame Mask's real name in the comics, right? Do we, or did they ever reveal that?
TLDR on Madame Mask.
Oh, I don't remember actually.
She's a crime boss that wears a metal mask.
That's a gimmick.
That was the TLDR, right? Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Is she with Kingpin though? Do they work together?
If not together, then opposing. It's about carving out your own space in New York, right?
Sure.
But she is definitely a crime boss in the Marvel's New York.
Nice.
But I think she was a mysterious character for a long time, where we didn't know who she was. So it could actually work that Eleanor Bishop could be Madame Mask.
Daredevil needs someone to fight.
Someone asked her who she was, and she's all like, "My name is Mask Skywalker." And then that's how it ended. It's all.
But I do appreciate that they haven't given us any red herring, or not red herrings, any hints. She's got a collection of swords in the house because of Jack. But if she had a collection of masks, it would have been a little on the nose.
Oh yeah. See Jim Carrey leaving. He's hey, what are you doing, Jim Carrey?
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think that they're only doing the 6 episodes because of COVID?
No, I think they're doing 6 episodes because it's 4 more than this was supposed to be. Because it was supposed to be a movie. It was supposed to be a movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was supposed to be a movie, and then Feige convinced him, Renner, to get on board with doing it as a Disney Plus show. So they actually stretched the whole thing.
I learned that last week, and then relearned that in the middle of the week. So I learned that twice, actually.
6 is a good number, though. My beef with the Netflix shows is they were always too long of a season.
They were.
There were inevitably 1 or 2 or 3 episodes of those shows that didn't.
It's not just the Netflix shows; it's everything that Jeff Loeb ever executive produced. We said that in the Hit Monkey, right? Hit Monkey. I swear, if you would have just made it to episode 8, it was pretty good. But you shouldn't have to wait. You shouldn't have to wait 8 episodes before something's good.
I got to episode 4 and I stopped.
Yeah,
Hit Monkey.
I did it for the show.
Hindsight's always 20/20, but I think Loki's a good show because it's 6.
Yeah,
they're all.
But that's the thing, though. From episode 1 on Loki, I felt like they came out hitting. Like Loki,
for sure,
hands down. Out of all the MCU TV shows, Loki is the best one.
You could have cut these first 2 episodes.
I disagree. I think What If's the best one.
Okay, well, what if
we're not talking about the children's programming that's cartoons?
I'm done, guys. Everybody always discounts the freaking animated stuff.
We're talking about adult programming.
Yeah, but what if like it's a special case because you can have your cake and eat it too with that one. They were separate until they weren't,
or it's written in a way that's easier to tell good stories.
Yeah, you don't have all the baggage of continuity to follow.
Yeah, exactly.
For instance, like Hope Van Dyne. How the hell was she in S.H.I.E.L.D.? Why was she in S.H.I.E.L.D.? When was she in S.H.I.E.L.D.? Who cares?
Yeah. But we did have a question from the audience, and I brought it up earlier, but we were all talking and stuff. Anybody able to estimate Ronan's kill count during the blip?
It looked like it was 4, at least 4.
Again,
about 350.
At least
now with the power scales of everything, Ronan will probably only kill like 4 people. So
wait,
I killed 4 people in that garage.
I don't see when you say power scale, like I'm very confused because remind me, what are Hawkeye's powers? Does he have powers above those of a normal human man?
When I say power scale. When I say power scale, when I say power scale, I'm talking about like the skills that he has should prevail. It should. He
was obviously
he's like a top
tier.
He's like a top tier Navy SEAL.
As a reminder, okay, you just decided he's a top tier Navy SEAL.
No, I said he's like.
Okay,
he's
like
a top tier.
Oh, like me. I'm like one. I'm not actually one because I'm in a wheelchair.
At the beginning of Age of Ultron.
I definitely like one. I like them.
Yeah. Skill set. I played 18 holes. I shot 18 holes. And he has a skill set where he knows how to handle some shit.
He knows how to murder people.
And he's accurate as fuck.
Yeah. So, when he gets a bow.
Again,
which was upstairs in the other room. It was upstairs in the other room.
Is that the only thing he can do then? Is that
as a reminder?
Sword.
If you saw Black Widow, when they reference Budapest, and you see like in the apartment, there's arrow holes everywhere, right?
Yeah.
That guy's been rocking arrows for a long time. That's his gimmick, man. That's what he does. So don't knock him for relying heavily on bow and arrow.
Look,
that's his gimmick.
I guarantee you, it's not like, oh my God, I'm out of arrows. Here's a gun. What is this? Do I break bread with it? Like he ain't just gonna be like, oh, I'm fumbling an idiot with a gun. He freaking shot 18 holes.
What, was he a fumbling idiot with a gun? I didn't see.
I'm just saying.
I didn't see him being a fumbling idiot with a gun.
I'm just saying.
What did he do? I don't remember.
You're just saying a lot.
He
says a lot of things.
He is very accurate with anything he has in his hand. He shot 18 holes with a golf club.
Okay, so you decide because of a bow and a golf club that must mean anything.
And I'm guessing
he was good at darts in Age of Ultron.
There you go with darts.
Through darts. There you go.
Okay. So what were the things that you wanted him to do in that fight scene that, as a reminder, he got kidnapped at night and he was tortured probably all night long because
he allowed himself to get kidnapped.
The fight scene takes place in broad daylight. So the sun has risen now. So he's been up with them all day.
I am basing the skill set in that situation as the same skill set of Black Widow when she was getting tortured by those Russians in the first Avengers.
You mean like 15 years ago?
Doesn't matter if it's 15 years ago.
What?
Let's does it.
All right. You've just agreed to sign up to be on the show 15 years from now. And we're going to talk about how good you are 15 years from now. Doesn't matter.
If I was a super soldier or a super assassin, I should say.
All right. Well, I'm executing my right to mute. There we go.
How do I reply to this? Thank you, Gambit.
And I just wanted to put that up there because I knew other people wanted to talk.
MCU Hawkeye for sure beats. What was his name?
MCU,
Rocky Mountain Snake.
Who would be better at beer pong, Hawkeye or Gambit?
In the comic books, Gambit, and MCU Hawkeye.
Well, no, MCU Hawkeye's god tier, so he would instantly win.
Exactly. MCU Hawkeye.
Okay, we got it, Joel. How about you promise me to drop the power scale thing for the next 20 minutes, and we can talk even more about it in the soapbox.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. All right. Let's talk about Kate's power scale now.
Frank, you were not a fan of last week, and I think this week might have changed your mind. How do you feel about this?
I like it a little better. In fact, this week made me like last week a little better. I do feel bad for that little girl actress. That was amazing. First off, how they made her look just like Echo. I don't know if that was like they just aged her up, and actually
that's what she looks like.
That's what she looks like.
That's what she looks like. She was impressive.
I felt bad for the little girl because they cut off her leg in order to make her have that one leg. So that's kind of messed up. You want to be a star, don't you?
In fairness, this show has already demonstrated their willingness to cut out dogs' eyes for the scenes. You know,
that's true. So dogs and little kids aren't safe. But I thought she was an amazing actress. I don't like how they're pussyfooting around Kingpin if it is Kingpin, because that's like the Mephisto shit, devils in the details and stuff. And
are they
it kind of pissed me off a little bit.
Is it pussyfooting if he definitely shows up?
If he definitely shows up, it's not pussyfooting.
Okay,
but
all right.
I'm
on board with you.
I take that back. I'm sorry. It is pussyfooting if he does show up, because they should just own it now. It kind of reminds me of the whole MJ bullshit in the first Spider-Man: Homecoming, when she's all like, "Yeah, my name is McGinty," or whatever her name was. And she's all, "But my friends call me MJ."
Michelle.
And it's like, just kind of own it.
I kind of agree with Frank on this one. I think you could have had your big shock and awe, and it means something, you know.
Well, I think they want you to get to know her before her entire identity is defined by him. Do you know what I mean?
In my opinion, they should have had more episodes.
Well, so that's why she got a show.
They do still have more episodes. They have 3 more episodes, and I don't think we're
more
done
than
with her.
6.
I'm saying if Kingpin shows up in the next hour, is it really that bad? Because it's like,
well, it's not that bad but the thing is, everybody's talking about it right now. So it literally will be like the Tobey Maguire and what's the other jackass's name?
Except it won't be for a whole.
It's brand synergy, baby. You're gonna drop Kingpin next week, so you can drop a Daredevil and Spider-Man.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't think. Well, even then, Ricky, they still have 2 weeks to do it before Spider-Man comes out.
But even though they have 2 weeks for people to build up the excitement, because they see that, and then when they see Daredevil and Spider-Man, they're gonna be like, ah.
But I don't think it's that big of a tease. If it's
like, what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna do that.
If the people in the know who it is, and the people in the know also know that Vincent D'Onofrio has been tweeting like crazy about this show for months now, like, when he shows up this season, I don't think it's going to be that big of a surprise. I don't think it is.
I'm curious on the surprise though, because I don't think a lot of the normies watch Daredevil.
Actually, I didn't see the show, so like, yeah.
Are you serious? You never?
Yeah, I didn't see it. Like, I know everybody. Oh, you got to see the stairway scene. Like,
okay. Well, I guess I'm muting this guy. I guess I'm muting Eric for the rest of the night.
Dude, you got to see the stairway scene, bro.
Yeah. Stairway and the hallway scene, so good.
Yeah, the hallway scene's amazing.
So I just I don't know what happened. I just didn't get around to it. I know it was a popular series. I know like the dude who portrayed Matt Murdock, did a great job, and I think there's rumors of him coming back and everything.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, yeah, exactly.
You should watch the prequel to it where he fights the Hulk. He fights Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno's Hulk. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Ricky, what were your thoughts on this episode?
It's my favorite episode so far because things happened. No, honestly, that car chase was a thing of beauty. That one shot in the car was probably one of the coolest scenes I think in the Disney Plus shows so far, and really getting to show the trick arrows for what they are. Because now you kind of, you don't want that gimmick's done, right? So whenever final fight, he's not going to bust out some MacGuffin arrow at the end of the fight. You got all the dumb arrows out of the system. But I think the scene that sold it for me the most was the one after that, when he's on the phone with his son and Kate's kind of translating for him. Like, that was really well acted by him, by her. just like with her facial expressions and like the very dull sound of it all, like that really sold it for me, that scene.
Yeah.
And he's out.
And then Ricky left.
Mic drop.
He's on mic drop. I'm out.
Well, since I know that he was never going to ask me my opinion, I'll just say it now because he's bad for it.
There he is.
That scene sold it for me so much that I lost my connection.
Yeah.
But Dennis, how did you like that scene?
What?
He
just because Dennis just said while you were gone.
No, he was there. He could hear me. He could hear me.
Never mind, Ricky. Never mind, Ricky. I gave you credit, Ricky. I gave you credit.
So I put down three things that sold me on this episode, and like, I was hating last week on the first 2 episodes because it was 2 hours of almost nothing happening. I was venting to Joel and Eric throughout the week. I was like, how are you gonna have a Hawkeye show with no archery in it? That was really bad. Like the only archery we got was like Kate shooting a bell, and then flashbacks of Clint shooting aliens in an Avengers movie that was from 2012. I know the scene was new, but I don't want to see that battle again. Come on. So yeah, 2 hours, no archery. So I was really happy that they gave a giant meaty chunk. So like, I know Ricky is specifically citing the car chase, but I actually love the show. All the action from beginning to end, which started, from him breaking free of the unicorn or being tied up, and then all the way to, them ending up using the Pym arrow and then getting using the suction cup arrow to get on the subway. That was just an amazing, well choreographed action scene. And honestly, like, I hated the choreography of Kate Bishop in her Ronin suit fighting the tracksuit mafia in the first episode. Like, I thought it was
clunky. Like,
it was
she wasn't
really clunky,
like,
right? And yeah, I don't know, but all I know is that Alaqua Cox, her choreography was phenomenal. Like, I was so on board with that character that I was like, this is why we spent the first 5-6 minutes learning about her, so that we could see her just whoop ass. And she was amazing. I loved her so much. I loved the scenes setting her up too with Zan McLaren, her dad, and then, like Frank said, Darnell Bissau as the younger version of her. Those two sold it, man. They sold.
Is Alaqua Cox? Is she a fighter? Is she a martial artist of any type?
I don't know, but I want to know more about her now because of that. Like, she put in the work, man. It was so amazing.
The car chase though also sold like Kate's power scale. Like,
oh no,
like,
we're not talking about power scale right now.
Don't say the word. Why'd you say
like,
someone say power scale?
Kate is not.
No, yeah,
she comes ready to go, and he acknowledges that.
Yeah, he acknowledges it for sure. Yeah, there was a lot of heart in the whole, from beginning to end of that. Like, we got to see those two come together and really fight, but we got to see Echo get the best of him for a little bit, even if he got away. And we're still calling her Echo. They haven't called her Echo yet in the show, but like, I have a special place in my heart for that character. I love her in the comics, and so I'm happy to see them giving her sufficient space to breathe and get to. And
I hope they call her Echo, or else that show's gonna be really awkward.
I hope they don't, because every time I say her name, I have to call her Maya in my house because the lights start flickering or something whenever, or like music starts playing. I'm like, Echo. I love this Echo. Call the cops, and then like all of a sudden I'm like, oh God, no, that's not what I meant.
That's why they didn't name her Alexa.
Yeah.
But
in Schitt's Creek though, that sets off my Alexa. My tablet all the time, because they always call her Alexis, and I'm like, oh crap.
But yeah, the other thing that sold it for me, Ricky, was, I gotta agree with you. I think like that scene with Clint on the phone with his son.
Yep.
Like, that was all the feels. Like, I just I loved it, and I loved that they made the hearing aid matter. Like, it's like, why introduce it if you're not going to use it, right? Like, so
yeah,
I'm glad that they made it have a point, but it's not necessarily his crutch all the time. They got it fixed by the end of the episode. So
that was the name of the game this episode too, like introducing the suction cup arrow and how pointless it was, and then having the point, and then breaking the hearing aid, and then that had a point. Yeah. Even though I wasn't a fan of that scene, I thought the scene with their dad was a lot more meaty or heartfelt, I think. Where he's all like, "Fly away, little dragon." I was like, "Damn!"
Yeah,
that's the shit I would say, like, before I kill someone in Halo.
No, I love that actor. It's Zan McLaren, and he's from Fargo, And if you ever watch that show, dude, he's so good on that show. And that's why, like, when I saw him show up, I was like, oh my God, we're in for a treat right now. And he sold that, man.
Yeah, he's great.
I don't know anything about the actress who plays Echo.
Alakwa Cox.
She's the newcomer for sure.
Does she have 2 legs, and is that CG or
no? That's not CG. No,
she really only has 1 leg.
Yeah, the character Echo has 2 legs, but the actress does not. So the
actress is also deaf. Like
they were down to roll with it. Yeah,
she's legit deaf, not acting.
They were down to roll with
it. That is
it.
dope because, like, so did she do her fighting? Actually,
yes.
That is actually really
no,
dope.
it's Caitlin Deschelle is her stunt woman.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure there's some scenes where they use, like everybody's got a stunt person.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean they're not doing.
No,
they're not doing
specifically that scene where she's doing the freaking spinning tie kick or the kick against the Hawkeye. That's a stunt woman. That's not her.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Even though her fighting style was gorgeous.
Yeah, she still it looked really good.
Most gorgeous fight scenes I saw.
Yeah.
I feel like it's unfair though because, like, I mean, as you know, being in MMA, Joel, like having that curve in your foot naturally, that's like instantly coil. That's instant momentum that she can generate more than you or I can. So I think that's freaking cool, man. That's a cool advantage to have. I think.
Yeah.
She's like that chick in Kingsman.
Oh, with the blades for the
blades
feet.
with the blades. Yeah.
It's like more spring.
So where do you guys like? I know we're all we've said Kingpin and I said Madam Mask, but do you guys have any other predictions that you have for the show before it ends or for the future?
Like next episode?
I definitely agree with you on Madam Mask because she was a big part in the series, the 14 issue whatever series.
It's a good way to get a new actress for season 2.
I don't know if there is a season 2. They're calling this one a mini series, so I'm not sure if their plans.
I don't know where they go with this because you have Yelena. Yelena's on the table, just given what the actress has been saying in the end of Black Widow. So I think
get off the table, like get the squirt gun and be like.
That's the thing, though. It's like you have Yelena coming in, you quote unquote maybe have Yelena coming in. She's supposed to, according to IMDb, she was supposed to be in I think 1 or 2 episodes.
4. According to IMDb, she was supposed to be in 4.
Which is,
I mean, she could have been in 4, and then they cut it to where she, like it's.
That's true. They could have filmed scenes for her in 4, and then she got edited down to 2 or 3.
Like I think the Jacques holding the knife at Hawkeye is kind of a cop out because if a dude's breaking in your house and you're good at swords, you're gonna grab a sword at that dude. Like that's a given. I think that's kind of a fake out.
Wait, why is it a
bigger reason why?
Why is it a fake out?
You think it's a red herring?
Nothing's gonna happen with that. It's.
Oh yeah, no, I don't believe that. He's not gonna kill Hawkeye at the beginning of the next episode.
The show is called Hawkeye.
Is that your prediction, Ricky? He's not killing Hawkeye.
There's not gonna be a scuffle or a
no beheading next week, guys.
Oh damn it! Okay. Unlike Chucky.
I really don't know how they bring Yelena into this. Like honestly,
I don't know how they're doing that either. Like I honestly in this situation, I'm like I just want more, and I feel like they are stretching out more to the point where you're just like, it's gonna be episode 6 soon.
Are you guys, Joel and Eric? Are you guys liking Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop?
I don't know. I liked her in Bumblebee. I thought she did a great job there. So I don't know, man. I like her. I think she's a great actress, and I like even just when she was like geeking out over Hawkeye, and especially like meeting him for the first time, and she's obviously talented on the show. So I don't know. I think she's doing a fine job.
I agree.
I like her. I feel like she has good comedic timing because she plays the gullible like dopey chick that thinks she knows a lot but doesn't know shit. She plays that really well. But the problem is that I'm kind of getting to that place where I'm just like, okay, is she likable? I don't know.
I think she's totally likable.
Yeah,
she's likable.
And like even like
22-year-olds you know are likable.
I think the moment she shat on Imagine Dragons, that's when she became old.
Dude, that thing was like, oh, well, you don't have to go to see Imagine. I like Imagine Dragons. Yeah, do that.
Honestly, I was setting up a fun fact that I learned today.
Oh, hold on, before you get into the fun fact, I want to answer Ricky's question just real quick. I liked Haley Steinfeld up until she ruined the riff off in Pitch Perfect 2. That shit pissed me off. How are you gonna do 80s or 90s hip hop and then do your original song? That's not 90s hip hop. Haley Steinfeld is ruined.
But then she came back, and so you don't like her as Spider-Gwen, is what you're saying?
I love her as Spider-Gwen. So that's how she redeemed herself.
Was she Spider-Gwen in the Spideyverse?
Yeah.
Is she a better Spider-Gwen or Kate
I
Bishop?
didn't know that. I was just watching that last night.
She's a better Spider-Gwen.
I'd rather see her as Spider-Gwen, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Dennis. What's your fun fact?
Fun fact: when she, she shat on Imagine Dragons. I have not seen the show yet, but Arcane.
Oh, Arcane, yeah.
Is features Haley Steinfeld in as the character V or Vi. I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
That's her.
That's also her.
I did not know that.
The main theme song for that show is performed by Imagine Dragons. So awkward.
Awkward.
I'm only on episode 5 with Arcane. Arcane is actually pretty cool. Here's the thing about Arcane is like I swear they're divulging a lot of information really fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious. I'm only on episode 5, and I think it's like 9 episodes. I'm just like, what else do I need to know?
Do I need to play League to understand what's happening?
Sounds like soapbox.
Okay.
And also, Haley Steinfeld played the voice of Alakwa Cox in the Alakwa Cox story. That's not true. I'm just making stuff up.
That's appropriation, Frank.
Just trying to break it up. Break it up a little bit. All right, let's go back to talking about Chucky. You brought up Chucky, Dennis, and
no, I didn't. You did. We are raring to go for the soapbox. I promise you. You got a lot of topics.
6'2" to lie.
I do have one more fun fact for Hawkeye. I read Marvel actually did a spotlight on Jolt the dog, aka Pizza Dog.
Oh, yeah.
They did a spotlight and they interviewed Haley and Jeremy Renner talking about working with the dog and everything. And obviously they weren't shit talking the dog because that's not cool to do. But
they will be canceled.
But
that dog is such a diva.
I did learn that that Central Park scene where they're walking the dog in this episode was incredibly difficult for them to film because so many squirrels. So many squirrels. And as much as it's a well-trained dog, it was quite excited by all the squirrels.
I don't know.
They are big in Central Park too. They're really big squirrels. So, but yeah,
Airbud wouldn't do that.
You don't know that for sure.
Airbud?
Frank, I feel like the best way to end this night though is with some good old-fashioned nerd fights. So do you have some nerd fights for us?
Let's check it out. The original nerd fight. This is the one that got me into nerd fights. This is the immovable object versus the unstoppable force or whatever the fuck it's however you say it.
Oh crap. Who wins?
Juggernaut versus I was gonna say, what was his name? Bub.
Bub.
Bub. Did you say Blob? Did you say Blob?
Is it the Juggernaut or the Juggernaut bitch? Because there's a difference.
No, this one isn't the Juggernaut bitch.
Okay.
That one would easily win every fight.
I think everybody gets a chance to decide on this one. Guess go first. Eric, go first because Joel will talk forever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I think Blob will win just because I think Juggernaut will just get eventually tired trying to move that guy. Originally, I was gonna say Juggernaut, but I think the Blob is gonna win this one. Just to tire Juggernaut out.
Blob wins from longevity.
Mm-hmm.
Joel.
Technically, the Galaxy wins because you have a unstoppable force and hitting the movable object. Everybody's fucked. But if I have to choose, I would definitely choose Juggernaut because it's Juggernaut, bitch. Come on,
Ricky.
One question: can they attack from the inside?
What?
They don't have those abilities. That's not in their power sets. That's not their power sets.
Oh,
we're going with their powers.
Juggernaut. Yeah. He can get inside. It's the Juggernaut.
He can get inside.
He can get inside.
Yeah.
So
that's
I'll give the nerdiest answer for this. I've actually seen this fight. I've seen how this plays out. The awkward thing about the Blob is he actually exerts a gravitational field around whatever he's standing on. That's kind of like his weird description of his power. So when the Juggernaut, who he cannot be stopped by anything he hits, runs into the Blob goes flying, but with a piece of ground attached to his feet.
Yep.
That's how that works.
So what does that mean, though? Like, who are you calling?
That means the Juggernaut wins.
Got it.
Yeah.
The ground loses, not
the ground loses versus Juggernaut. Yes.
What is Juggernaut's powers like?
It's
his
magic.
textbooks.
It's magical
powers.
Yeah,
it's magical powers.
But once he starts moving, he can't be stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a dome.
Unless he has to move.
Why is that dumb?
He's Xavier's brother too.
Yeah,
He's
Half
half
brother.
Half-brother.
Half
Dorks.
That shit's
Step
dumb.
brother. They're gonna build bunk beds. You want to do karate in the garage?
I'm sure
We
you
have
got
so
hot
much room
takes.
for activities.
We'll save those hot takes for later. Frank, do you have any more for us?
Yeah, one more or two more. All right, who's better at wiping themselves after they go to the bathroom? Juggernaut.
Oh shit!
Ooh. I still say Juggernaut.
Does Juggernaut have the gloves?
Juggernaut has giant
Yeah, I know.
hands,
Brass
though.
knuckles. Look at those
Those
hands.
are huge hands, though, man.
Can you
Yeah,
take
but-
those off?
I know. Can you take those things off? Because I
Yeah.
still think toilet paper will wrap around his hands.
Yeah, you can wipe a finger through the crack. You're good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Eric,
Rob
I'm-
probably can't find
I'm-
his butt.
I'm gonna go with Blob on this one. Oh, sorry, Eric.
No, I was gonna say Blob as well. Apparently, I'm just Team Blob this evening. But
Team Blob.
I don't know. I think that guy just probably gets a bad rap for being maybe like not hygienic. But I think
See, the Blob has thicker cheeks, though.
Yeah, see, I want to believe the Blob learned to be really good at this because he has to, because it would be really embarrassing if the Blob went out from like a staph infection. You know what I mean?
He probably
it
does.
Would be so embarrassing. So I think the Blob has mastered this. Yeah.
cool.
all right, final one. Ricky, you go first on this one.
Okay.
Who enjoys
Oh,
a nice
Jesus.
soup more, the Blob or Juggernaut?
I feel like the Juggernaut because the soup is a healthy food in the grand scheme of things.
Not a French onion, man.
It's still a liquid.
A lot of
Yeah.
sodium.
Oh my God! If you think something being a liquid is what makes it healthy, what
Yeah.
if we've been drinking? Have we been drinking
I know,
health
dude.
drinks all
Do you
night
see
long?
back here? This is my health bar right here.
It's a liquid.
It's a liquid, so therefore it's healthy.
You're telling me the
How-
Blob has a sodium deficiency?
Your mother is in the medical profession, and somehow this is what you come away with.
Yeah. That's all I need to know.
Wow. All right. What else? Who else has got this answer?
That's it for today.
Oh, nobody else gets to answer this one?
Oh, no one else. That was just for Ricky. But no, you guys
Oh,
can answer it if you like.
Okay.
Let's
Is
hear
it
your-
who puts away
The
the
Blob.
soup faster?
I'm staying
or-
out of this one. This one's too intense.
Who enjoys a good soup more?
The Blob.
Blob
Blob?
just
I
enjoys
think-
food.
Yeah, I think he enjoys food.
No,
The
he
Blob
enjoys.
The Blob
he-
definitely enjoys any A-tier food for sure.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say he
Yeah.
enjoys A-tier food, so maybe he wouldn't like soup because that's
Yeah, I
soup.
probably wouldn't like soup.
No,
But hold
that's,
on,
why
but
that's why I
If
meant
it's
he
a
would.
what if it's a French onion? It's probably most sodium, most caloric.
No,
soup
you know
ever.
what? You know what, guys? The Blob definitely wins because how hard is it going to be to drink that soup through that helmet?
It's
gonna, like, spill in.
It's all in his neck.
Yep, you can't argue with that logic right there.
Yeah.
Yep,
Well
yep.
done.
Fight's
Blob.
over. Fight's over. Blob won. Blob won that
Nice,
one.
nice. All right, the Blob comes away the winner. Thanks for putting away the nerd fight, or putting together.
Thanks for putting that
But
away.
put
I was-
this show away.
I was
Thanks for
tired of
putting that away. Sorry, I've been drinking health drinks all night long. So you know, that's how it goes. But yeah, we should probably be wrapping this up because these guys want to talk so much about other stuff, and I want to let them.
Nope,
do
just
it.
soup. Just soup.
I want to
Soup
let
all
them
night.
talk about soup, and I want to let them talk about Power Scale, and I
need
want to let
more
them talk
alcohol.
about all the other Disney Plus shows that are not this one.
The soup power
But yeah,
scale.
we're going to talk about all the things. But yeah, time to wrap this up, true believers. Be sure to tune in next week when self-proclaimed filthy casual and longtime Hawkeye detractor Oliver returns to discuss episode 4 of Hawkeye. He hasn't been on the show since WandaVision, and man, he hated that.
Damn.
He hated that one so much. That was so fun.
We had a contract dispute.
Dude, I love that when we play video games with them and he does the Wanda voice. He's like, man, say, my name is Wanda Maximoff.
It's been a while. Yeah, but so I just wanted to get that out there because I always forget to tell people what's coming next week, and that was there it is. That's what's coming. But thank you to Eric and Joel and Ricky and Frank for nerding out with me tonight. Feel free to take a moment to let people know where they can find you or where they can't, whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
Where they can't find you.
Where they can't find you is fine too.
You will never find me.
Wow.
Tell that to the IRS.
Wow.
Unless you're the IRS or my wife, you will never find me.
I'm at your front door, dude.
Is that what it is?
I'll be right there.
I recognize all that alcohol.
It's okay. You guys don't have to. It's but the important thing is you can find Denix Media all over the place on social media. Yes. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and patreon.com/Denix Media. You can go there and check out the soapbox right after this show. We'll be talking about all kinds of really weird stuff. And then thanks to our patrons, obviously, for supporting our growth, and to our audience for tuning in. Frank, where can these people find us? Or, I mean, what can these people do if they had fun?
They had a good time. Go ahead and smash that like button the way Hawkeye smashes through the MCU's power scales. Go and like, subscribe, leave a comment, and next time participate if you're here. We got a lot of people.
Tell a friend about the show.
Tell a friend. Tell an enemy. Tell a neighbor.
We definitely had some people. I just want to do a shout out really quick. We had DK, we had CK Soto, we had MR, we had Karu, we had Michael Rittman. We had a nice crew of people.
And StreamYard themselves commented.
Wait, StreamYard did?
It just says live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. Thanks, StreamYard. We appreciate that.
It's like having Tom as your friend on MySpace.
StreamYard, we appreciate you guys.
Oh man, I didn't get that. I see it. Yeah, StreamYard wrote to us too.
Yeah, very pertinent comments from StreamYard.
Nice, thanks, StreamYard. All right, I think that's it. We're gonna head over to the soapbox. Thanks for watching Den Excelsior. See you next time. Enough said.